Hi guys, if you want to learn how to make an Iranian pulao my way, but with a twist, all you have to do is watch this video. Hi everybody, so I'm going to be making chicken pulao with a twist. For this I have taken half a chicken and I've added about 200 grams of boneless breast pieces, set it aside. I'm going to start off with 6 tablespoons of ghee in a pot like that, and I'm going to fry about 4 sliced onions. I've got about a tablespoon each of ginger, garlic, there's some green chilies and some curry leaves, which is curry patta. The garam masalas I've used today are 1 tablespoon each of cumin and coriander whole, 1 large, there you go, cardamom, and 3 small green ones. There's some cloves and 2 star anise, 3 or 4 pieces of cinnamon, teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of coriander powder, and some Mashawi spices. I'd like you guys to Google this. There's only 4 or 5 spices that make up Mashawi spices. For garnishing, I'm going to be using ginger slices, green chilies, and I have some coriander in mint set aside. So let's begin the process of frying all these onions in oil. Ghee first. Fry this till it's light translucent, and then we're going to be adding these garam masalas in it. Don't fry it till it's too brown, guys. It hasn't turned light gold as yet, but I'm adding the masalas now. I want it to roast nicely along with the frying of the onions. I'm using 3.5 cups of this rice. It goes up by 2.5 times after cooking. It's long steamed basmati rice. You may also use sela for this recipe. Rinse the rice and then soak it for about 20 minutes. It's turning a little light gold. 1 tablespoon of ginger chopped up. 1 tablespoon of garlic. Stir this well. Don't let it burn now. I wanted to tell you that along with the mashawi, the coriander and the salt, I've added a tablespoon of chicken powder. You may use chicken stock as well. And these are the ingredients that I'm going to use just when the pulao is almost ready. That's orange peel, this is zereshk, which is barberry, kishmish, fried onions, and these are rose petals dried and saffron leaves dried. If you don't have any of this, you can probably call for some kishmish from the market. Fried onions I'm sure you have. You can skip the rest. This is just adding to the aroma of the pulao, but without them it would probably be a pretty decent pulao as well. Adding the green chili and the curry leaves. There's just 1 stalk curry leaves and not that many. Adding the chicken now, raising the fire and sauteing it very well. Adding the masalas. I think it's time to add a little bit of water and cover this and cook this, maybe like half a cup to a cup. And cook it till the chicken is soft, tender and infuses with the masalas. The chicken is done. I'm going to wait for the water to go down a wee bit before adding the rice. I removed the chicken because I want to saute the rice in just the masalas. And for that, I'm going to be adding a little bit of cinnamon powder and a little bit of zira powder, like half a teaspoon each. I don't want to break the rice by sauteing it too much. So I'm just going to turn the fire down a little, and I've made sure that there's liquid in that so that the rice doesn't really break up. To me, the salt content in the pulao is very important, guys. So I've added chicken powder and only 1 teaspoon of salt. At some point, I am going to check for seasoning because a pika pulao is not a fun pulao, right? I've added the chicken in, and I'm going to be adding barberry and raisins right now along with the orange slivers. I've given that a good mix and I've added water. Now the rule of thumb is for every 1 cup of rice you add 1.5 cup water. So or you have to see that the rice is just visible and it's half an inch above, the water is half an inch above the rice, which in this case it is. I'm going to bring this to a quick boil. Now in my opinion, I've added 3.5 cups of rice. There's approximately a kg of chicken. I don't think 1 teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of chicken powder is going to do it. So I added 2 more teaspoons of salt. I hope I've got it right, guys. I'm sure if I feel like there's no salt, then I'm gonna have to improvise, but this should be alright. This is a totally concocted recipe by me, guys. I opened up the fridge today and I found all these things, plus I found this in a drawer given to me by a friend, Saima from Hampstead Kitchen, and I thought I'd make a chicken pulao with a twist using Iranian spices and adding curry patta and a few other things that I enjoy eating in a pulao or a biryani. Okay, a few minutes later you'll see the water's gone down a little. It's bubbling in the center. We're going to cover this and cook it on low to medium heat for at least I think 8 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes into cooking this, let's use a fork to just fluff the rice, to just check. It's not nearly done, I can tell, but when you move it around, I'd rather you used a fork and spread this so that the bottom part doesn't get cooked faster. This is what I do, guys. And the top remains hard. So there is a little liquid in there. Fork the rice around without harming your beautiful non-stick pot. Okay, at this point I'm going to be using a little more than half. The rest I'm going to leave for garnishing. This I should have technically only used for garnishing. The green chilies and the ginger. And now I want you to take the back of this and make holes. And not lift this for the next 3 to 5 minutes till it's done on very slow fire. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. I'm going to have a bite of the rice. It's got enough salt, that's for sure, and the masala is yummy. I don't feel like the rice is fully done, guys. Pretty yummy. Shouldn't have opened the lid. Got excited, got carried away. So not less than 10 minutes. Okay, one last time. And now I think it's ready. I've plated it to show you. It is a lovely light pulao. I'm going to be making an easier version of this in a couple of days. I felt like I had to use the rose petals, the barberry, the naranji peel, or the strips that you saw into this so that it won't go to waste. And I realized that a lot of you don't have that, but like I said, you could call for some raisins and maybe use some orange zest. There's a lot you can do. This is a very fun recipe and I've quite enjoyed making it, and I love the blue plate and I love the flowers in the background. Very grateful for what we have, and thank you for watching my stories.